Hello, I'm Carrie Schilling here with Kettering Health Network's Community Outreach Program, here to speak today about our breath. Just breathe. I've named this Learn to Breathe Again because there's truth to that statement. Somewhere along the line, we have begun to breathe in a less effective way. And so I want to start by just talking about how we should be breathing throughout the course of the day, which is different than what most of us do. We want to breathe with our diaphragm. Diaphragm is the muscle that sits like a bowl at the base of the ribs and under the heart and lungs above the abdominal cavity. So I would encourage you to sit comfortably with your hands on your sides by your ribs. Relax your clavicle, relax your clavicle, the bone across your chest, relax your shoulders, and in your next inhale, really think about feeling your ribs expand out, feeling your belly expand out, and exhale, feeling them contract back in. When we're breathing with our diaphragm, the ribs and the belly expand. And when we exhale, they contract. Cautious to not be inhaling with our shoulders and our clavicle, right? And exhaling with shoulders and clavicle. Shoulders and clavicle should stay relatively still. This takes more practice than we may be aware of. Learning to activate that diaphragm, pushing those ribs out, pushing the belly out, is more of a challenge to most people than it is people who get it naturally. So I would encourage you to spend just a moment learning what that feels like, because it is a process. That's diaphragmatic breathing. So if you just watch a baby breathe, you'll see what we do naturally. Somehow, through the course of our growing up, we often abandon that natural diaphragmatic breathing. And we convert more to this rib and auxiliary muscle breath. Seems harmless enough, you're still breathing, right? However, this rib and auxiliary muscle breath is more activating of our sympathetic nervous system, our fight or flight nervous system, in a very relaxed, rest and digest parasympathetic nervous system, which is where we really want to be spending most of our time. That is the diaphragmatic breathing, that big belly breath, big rib breath, like you see a baby do naturally. The more we can bring our body back into that stage of just diaphragmatic breathing naturally, the more we enhance our ability to stay in that more relaxed state, that less stressed, physiologically stressed state. It has the emotional, mental health, well-being aspect of bringing us more into parasympathetic, but has physiological responses as well. We have a greater oxygen intake with that type of breath. We have more carbon dioxide expulsion. We get rid of the bad gases, so to speak, and bring more good oxygen into our system with diaphragmatic breathing. That benefits us in a number of ways I won't go into here. One of the breath exercises we can do to help our system become more naturally into that rested breath. We can also use this in times of stress. This particular box breathing exercise that I'm going to talk through in just a moment here, this particular box breathing exercise is something that is used with our armed services, with our special forces, with our Marines and our infantry folks when they're taught how to maintain a calm in stressful situations. There are benefits to keeping us or moving us more toward the parasympathetic nervous system, which is that relaxed nervous system. That's where we want to be in our most stressed moments, because that's where we function highest intellectually. That's where we make the better decisions, where we choose actions versus just responsively reacting. More time in the parasympathetic nervous system is better for us overall. So this box breathing, it's simply get yourself in that erect position, feel that diaphragmatic breath, and then on your next inhale, inhale to the count of 4, hold for a count of 4, exhale to a count of 4, hold for a count of 4. Inhale to a count of 4. So as I go to this next slide, it's going to give us that count for us. Play along with me if you would for this next breath, and we'll just take 2 or 3 breaths with this boxed breathing. So relax. Take that deep breath in and exhale. Relax the shoulders and breathe in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. 2, 1. Hold. 2, 1. Breathe in. 4, 3. Hold. Breathe out. Hold. And breathe in. You get the picture. It's just simply breathing in that box. Finding times through the course of your day that you can activate this intentional breathing. Times that you know you're about to face a stressful situation. Taking that 1 minute to just do some calming breaths in an intentional way can really start to activate that parasympathetic nervous system and get ahead of the game if you know you're about to face that stressor. Or hopefully you're in tune enough with your body that you're aware of where your stress flares. Where do you feel the stress in your body when it does start to trigger? And the sooner we can catch that, the sooner you can identify that trigger for you, whatever that might be. I know when I'm stressed, I get that little catch in my gut, or maybe I feel a little tension here in my throat. It's a little different for everyone, but whatever your cue is that you're being triggered in some way, your stress response is being triggered, pause, intentionally do that counting with your breath. Just 2 or 3 breaths. If we can make it through a minute of that, can serve significant improvement in the way we react to stressors in our daily life. Again, breathing with the belly, not with the chest. So some of these health benefits are just by slowing that breath rate. I've already referenced how it affects our sympathetic, parasympathetic nervous system by slowing that breath rate, improves oxygenation, lowering our heart rate, lowering our blood pressure, reducing our oxygen demand. That's how the lowering of the blood pressure comes in, because we're increasing our oxygenation. And just promoting a general sense of relaxation. The more we relax the muscles in our body, again, the more we give the feedback, the more relaxed our muscles are, the more feedback we give to our central nervous system that says it's okay, calm down. We don't need to be in fight or flight right now. We don't need to be stressing over this right now. We can give feedback to our central nervous system by using our breath and our muscles to relax. It's a little bit of a natural biofeedback system. We can talk back to our central nervous system to calm ourselves down. So looking at another breath exercise that serves even more to relax us. Now, the box breathing is great through the course of the day. Keeps us alert, keeps us aware, helps settle our system. This 4-7-8 breath really is a great breath to use at the end of your day when you're really wanting to slow your system down. Will really tend to help with relaxation to the point of sleep, or when we're trying to just unwind at the end of the day and really let things go. I don't need to be at my maximum flow, my maximum higher brain function. I'm not about to write a report, right? I'm about to just relax at home in the evening after dinner, and I'm unwinding to start into that just relaxation mode of the end of my day. So this 4-7-8 breath really enhances that parasympathetic nervous system to another degree by slowing that exhale. It soothes the sympathetic nervous system, calms our system even more. So it's simply, again, with the diaphragm, feeling the ribs if you still need to, feeling the abdominal region expand out. So we're going to inhale to a count of 4 and hold for 7 seconds this time. And exhale to a count of 8. Your choice whether you want to inhale through your mouth or your nose. But again, the important part is breathing with the diaphragm, expanding the ribs in the belly, relaxing the shoulders. So inhale to a count of 4. Hold for a count of 7. 3, 2, 1. And exhale to a count of 8. Inhale to 4. Hold for 7. Exhale to 8. This may take a little practice. That is a longer exhale than most of us would just normally do through the course of our day. So be kind to yourself, be gentle with yourself, but ultimately the goal is that slow 4 seconds in, slow 7-second hold, slow 8-second exhale. There is also some benefit to doing what they call kind of a straw breath, blowing out through the lips, that expelling the air. You can play with that. In yoga practice, we use a breath where we open the mouth and exhale, and that's a more quick exhale. You can play with your exhale in quite a number of ways and see what that feels like for you. It can look a little silly, so maybe you want to do this when you're alone in a room, but play with it and see what it feels like. Again, with the focus always on diaphragmatic breathing for these types of breathing exercises. All of these practices, any breath work, sometimes called breath exercise, breath work, all of these breath practices are done with the intention of improving our focus, which, as I said, if you're in the middle of the afternoon and you're having that 2 o'clock lull, cup of coffee for some of us, and others of us can just set aside a couple of minutes to do some good breath work. That'll bring that fresh oxygen back into your system. That will bring that mental focus and enhance the mental clarity in the afternoon when things are a little stalled in your higher brain function. So when you know you're sitting down to start to work on that afternoon report, or you're walking into that meeting or that presentation where you're going to be speaking, spending those couple of minutes in some good, solid, intentional breath work can enhance our performance. Can also serve to calm the system, again, by bringing oxygen to the system, increasing the oxygenation, increasing the carbon dioxide expulsion. We're kind of cleansing that system so the body systems can all work at a little more heightened, full capacity. So calming the system, relaxing the muscles, and again, extending the exhale helps calm the system to relaxation in the evening. Non-reactiveness. Again, when we're in that fight or flight, that's what our body is intending to do, right? We want to be reactive because we're kind of in survival mode. We're not thinking things through real clearly. We're acting without a whole lot of thought, but this is also when we're tense, when we're stressed. This is where we get ourselves into sometimes some tight situations, right? So it's best if we can be non-reactive and choose our reactions, choose our actions versus just instinctively reacting to situations. Breath exercises give us that mental clarity and sense of stability to make those conscious decisions, and overall reduction of anxiety. And I think right now, as a society, our anxiety level is just slightly heightened. And so anything we can do as individuals and as groups to start to reduce our anxiety levels is going to benefit ourselves, our family members, our loved ones, and all of those around us. So thank you for breathing with me a little bit. There are many more breath exercises and breath awareness practices that you'll find, and there's a lot of really good information out there. I encourage you to just spend some time quietly, calmly with your breath and just take note of what that influence has in your life, what your breathing patterns, how they may be influencing how you go about your day-to-day life, and what very simple exercises that you can incorporate through the course of your day that could truly change the way you deal with events and interactions and stresses through the course of your day. So thank you for joining me today.